Yo, yo, yo.
Is it
Do
scuffed?
boys. Nah, we're good.
Okay, I didn't see the splash come out, but yo, we're here. GM. It's Friday. Yo, Jeremy's back. He's got internet. He's back into Web 3. You were stuck in the Web what? Web 0 there for a bit. I mean, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
kind of Web Zero. It was dark times. I turned on my TV, didn't work. I turned on, I grabbed my iPad. My iPad didn't work. My Roomba, my vacuum cleaner, that was down.
Oh man.
My doorbell was down. Like I didn't know when people were coming over to the house.
Yeah, I bet you got that ring.
I I have the Nest, but
Okay.
the Peloton. I hopped on the Peloton. I was like, all right, let's do some work. Let's put some sweat in.
No internet.
And then no internet.
You can't
So,
work out without internet. That's just a fact now. It's 2022. You need internet to work out.
Yep. So I mean, I was down bad. I
Man.
was down bad to say the least. So
Tolly's already calling out your shirt. It's
Hey.
kind of fire, and I kind of agree.
Fire.
You can kind of pop on up over there.
April. It's April season, spring season.
It is April, just for a couple more days, then we're in May. Oh my gosh. But all right, well, it is. So sorry about Wednesday, everybody. We had a show planned. We had a pick'em planned. Q Dog was to come on, represent the chat for a pick'em. We're pushing that back to next week now, since Jeremy rugged us with his internet. It doesn't add up. This man owns probably like 3 or 4 houses, internet all over Dallas, all over Texas. I think there's something else he's not telling us that was going on, but we're gonna let him have this. We're gonna believe him. But we're back Friday. Sorry for the rug, and here we are.
One major announcement though, just before we get into it. I mean, I need the chat to stand up, make some noise, because we got happy birthday tagline. Man's in a new decade. I mean,
Yeah, no, I turned the big 3-0 today. I'm in a brand new decade, and
let's
I'm
get
30. I feel like I'm 50 or 60. Like my body doesn't feel like I'm 30. I want to be back in my 20s. It doesn't feel good, but yeah, we're 30 today, and we're vibing.
Let's get some happy birthdays in the chat. Yo, GG's.
Oh, I know. I was talking to Hunter. We got those April birthdays. Those are the best, absolutely. But I started the day off. Went and got some donuts. Went and got my free Starbucks drink, of course. And here we are. And this is how I'm gonna spend my birthdays with you DGens online. This is the best way to spend it.
Wait, they give you free Starbucks on your birthday?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Nope. I'm a platinum member. I didn't even know that.
Man, yeah, free Starbucks on your birthday. That's every year.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. But yeah, well, let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot to cover because we had stuff to cover on Wednesday, so we pushed that back to covering it today. But then also since then, there's obviously the elephant in the room. There's been some big announcements that happened yesterday regarding the Otherside on Saturday. So we're gonna get into all that coming up. But first, let's take a look at some floors. Let's look at how the market's reacting right now.
Let's do it.
Let me just do a quick refresh, and here we go. It's a lot of red except the top where we see the apes and stuff. But let's look at the 24 hours top winners and gainers. I don't see. I mean, I guess you got Gang. They're up 20%. Alien Friends is back up. Moonbirds had a nice recovery. They're back over 30. I think a few days ago, early this week, they were in the mid 20s. So they're back over 30, sitting at 32 ETH. Shout out to Moonbirds, hoot hoot. We got Oni's moving up. We got some more noticeable projects starting to get a little bit of a bump up, right? I wonder if the announcement that came out has anything to do with this, or if this is all kind of just like secondary.
It's kind of two that I'm shocked to see here still today, because I think our last stream we mentioned them, but Oni Force and then the Alien Friends still doing their thing somehow. They kept the pump alive, so I'm shocked. I'm impressed, but yeah, GG's to them.
Yeah, we got Mutants back over 40. We saw that they hit 40, 41, and then there was like a kind of, I guess, a disappointing announcement. People were disappointed by it, but they dropped to like 35, 36, but they're back up to 40.
It was probably related to the other side, right? Just in terms of like you don't get, so you get a claim if you're an ape, but you don't get like additional like max minting stuff.
Yeah, that's whenever we saw the that's whenever we saw the drop. Whenever they released that, you'll be able to claim the NFT, and we'll probably talk some speculation, but I keep in mind all these words and this verbiage that they keep using, but we'll get into that later. Let's look at the flip side. Let's see, who's not doing good, who's down bad right now.
Down bad.
A lot of, you got dead friends. I'm trying to look at, again, noticeable projects. Really not a lot. On-Chain Monkey, I guess, is the biggest one that's down, and Psychedelics Anonymous. Those are probably the top two.
Whoa. Yeah, what kind of announcement came out there? Because these guys were at 3 ETH and above.
Yeah. That's a pretty big.
Now they're here at 2.
31% is a pretty big drop off whenever you're at a 2 ETH, 2.5 ETH floor.
Yeah, and they held that floor for a long time above 3. So
again, I don't follow that project, so I'm not sure what the announcement was or what happened. Maybe there was a claim that came in past, and after people claimed, they dumped. I don't know.
You gotta see,
like
Ducky
I said,
in here.
Yeah, get that Ducky. Yeah, so, but besides On-Chain Monkey and Anonymous, there's really nothing else, right? There's a bunch of nothing projects. So for the most part, it seems like most of the bigger projects, the reputable ones, are holding their price, if not going up a little bit right now, which is good to see, right? It's really good to see. We like that.
Yeah, Rip, if you have those projects, just a quick thing about that, just give tips to the people in the chat. What's your strategy when you realize, I probably shouldn't have into this project, or you've given up hope on it, whatever, yada yada yada. You don't want to be in a project. Do you hold on to your jar of hopium and just say, okay, maybe when the floor reaches this point, like that's when I'm gonna sell, that's when I'm out? Or do you just cut your losses for the most part and just say it like, yeah, just tax harvest, blah blah blah, or take my little bit of profits here? What do you do?
Are you asking me or are you asking the chat?
You.
Oh, I thought you were asking the chat. That's why I was pausing. If I once I realize I don't want to be in a project, then I usually just kind of fire list them. But I guess it depends on the price of the project. Like, I'm not going to spend too much time following the floors, relisting, delisting, lowering the prices. Like, I'm probably just going to list all of mine all at once over like the month span or whatever, and then just set it and forget it. If they sell, great. If they don't, then I can look back at them in a year and be like, man, what a mistake that was.
Yeah, I'd say for the majority of my projects, if they do go to, crap like that, most of them, to be honest, like I don't mint a lot of trash projects, but it doesn't mean that I only mint winners.
Right.
Because for winners, for me, is like, I'm thinking 3x at least and then above. So the only ones that are doing, maybe that's at cost.
Only a 3x is a winner to you?
Under little 2. Yeah. No, for real. For real. I only try to get 3x there above, but if they're not that, for the most part, I'm just taking whatever I can get. I'll just go ahead and get rid of them, list them. Or if they were incredibly cheap, like 0.03 or less, I just kind of forget about them. I just hold them in my tax harvest bag. Like, all right, I'll get rid of you whenever I need to, and get that tax harvest in. But there are a few where I can think of, and it probably Robotos would be one of them, where I know it's a good team, it's a good project. I won't use the word like innovative, but what they definitely don't do is they don't copy paste other projects. And so I do like that. And
they were one of the first projects that kind of released like this thing where you can go to their website, you can get all these different SVG files of your Roboto, these different backgrounds, these different transparent backgrounds. It's like only the headshot, like just and I wish more projects would do that. Like we were talking about it in voice chat, like with the Akutars, like it'd be so cool to have a close up like headshot of like the helmet or something, or some other kind of like forms of that Akutar. It'd be pretty cool to have, and I wish more projects would kind of take the lead on that and implement that more often.
Yeah, and then they had the high quality animation, for their PFP. That was like another thing that they did. But anyways, that's just like an example of a project where I do hold on to that jar of hopium for them to reach a level that I think that they should be at. I'm not saying they have to go to 20 ETH, but I do think that they should be above where they are. So I haven't sold like the remaining ones that I have left. Yeah. But for most projects, I cut my losses or I hold them to tax harvest. but for those very few projects where I feel like they're incredibly undervalued, yeah, so a bunch of hopium for me.
Bunch of hopium. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it with Robotos. I'm right there with you with Robotos. You know, I've already made my money back on the mint from Robotos, so now I'm just freeholding the rest that I have, and just, hey, if it goes, you know, it's a like you said, it's a project I believe in, it's a team I believe in, the artists involved, Pablo's great, so hey, I'm gonna go to the moon or to the dirt, right? And anywhere in between, I'm just gonna kind of, you know, that's fine.
That's another good thing that you mentioned, just to wrap this up, is like maybe you've already made your money back,
yeah,
and more plus from the mint. So then now you're just, like you said, riding for free. And I do have quite a few projects like that. Like for the Crocs one, like Crocs went up to 1.6 or maybe a little bit above, and I still had quite a few left over. But I've made many X from the ones I already sold. So I really didn't care to sell them at that point. I'm just like either to the moon or to the dirt, and I'm fine with that. But it's good to be in that position.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people, like people that I kind of teach about NFTs and flipping and stuff, is like you definitely want 2 of something, if not 3 or more, right? But I think
Right.
3 is the ideal number. But because when you have 1, it's really tough, because you're either usually left with a bag of regret either way. You know, you sold too early or you sold too late. And just having that 2 or 3 of something gives you so many more options.
Yeah, looks like here's Kaz's take. He said, you know, if it's a FOMO late night buy, which we've had quite a few of those in the history of our Discord.
Kevin's are the last one that I did, and I made my profit.
This just reminds me of Night Kids, right? That was like a legit midnight mint, like it released at like 1 a.m. or something. But FOMO late night buy that went south, I seem to have no problem to sell it off at whatever the price is. He's ready to FOMO into the next midnight mint. But most likely he may hold on into the dirt. I tend to be the same way as well. All right, so we've got some news in your neck of the woods.
Yo.
Maybe this is why your internet was out. Maybe your internet was, you know, this was announced and then they just said, you know what, we gotta shut down this internet. We gotta just, you know, all this energy is gonna be focused on this. And we have Fort Worth. So right. You're in DFW, right?
Yeah,
it's
right
Dallas
next
Fort
to
Worth. Yeah, for those that aren't in Texas, DFW is Dallas Fort Worth. Dallas and Fort Worth are basically, you know, right there. Fort Worth becomes the first U.S. city to mine Bitcoin. Pretty big. It's pretty big news, and it's right in your neck of woods. I mean, I'm gonna let you kind of give your opinions on this and your thoughts on this, because you're the one that sent me this article.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this, and to be honest, I was a little bit surprised, pretty impressed. I know Texas and the governor here is kind of pro Bitcoin, to be honest. He's said that he wants Texas to be a state of innovation for cryptocurrency. But you know, I know politicians, they love to say stuff like that one way or the other, but they don't usually actually like back it up with actions. And this actually has pretty much nothing to do with the governor specifically, but I've seen that, you can see that it's kind of trickled down into where city councils are leaning more towards pro crypto and exploring that option and opportunity. So yeah, basically Fort Worth voted to become a miner of Bitcoin themselves, and essentially they see it just as another hopefully appreciating asset, right?
Yeah.
Just being a participant, and this allows them to be in the game and experiment with different types of revenue generation. So, GG's to them.
Well, I thought it was interesting that, you know, the machines were donated by this, you know, Texas Blockchain Council. My one question is, how can we get Jeremy on the Texas Blockchain Council? I mean, it just sounds like you're primed position to be up there, and you'll get your influence out there. You're right there in the right there in the middle of it all. Like, come on, we gotta call someone. We gotta put up a vote. We need a petition. Let's get Jeremy on that council.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I have to look into them, but I know Amazon has a pretty big thing in Fort Worth. Amazon is everywhere, but they have a pretty big thing going on over there in Fort Worth. Austin has like Google, Facebook, and Tesla, and Tesla is building their Gigafactory outside of Austin, which is going to be massive. So it's pretty impressive. The land size, what you can do here, like in Texas, the low cost of jobs and energy and all the other stuff is pretty nice. So I'm not too surprised by people or larger corporations exploring this, but for it to be like just a city itself, I was pretty shocked, but it's cool. I think you'll see a lot more cities getting into this
Yeah.
as probably the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, I like seeing that. I'm sure we're going to see Miami. I'm pretty sure somewhere in Arizona, because I know Arizona's trying to be friendly to crypto as well. So, like you said, I think we're going to see this pop up a lot more. It's going to be pretty common here in the next year or two. I just wonder how much backlash you're going to have in certain cities and whatnot. But yeah, either way, we like that. Now let's go ahead. We can move on to some of the bigger news, right? So let's start. There's basically a saga that's been playing out this week, right? Because on Monday we had our stream. We haven't streamed since then, so there were some announcements that we missed. So let's go ahead and just kind of go through those real quick. So on April 25th, so a few days ago, after our Monday stream, Otherside sent out this tweet, and basically it was. It said like the date, it said here's, exclusively an APE coin, like it basically went through all this thing, right? So they have a little bit more details, but then we had last night, Otherside Meta, their official Twitter account, decided to put out, more information, kind of take away some of the speculation, because speculation's been at a peak, it's been going crazy, and they just said, you know what, Dutch auctions, we're not going to do it, flat price. And then they call it Otherdeeds, right? That's the interesting word, right? So Otherdeeds will be sold at a flat price of 305 APE coin. And they've also changed the mint time from 12 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern, but you can start registering and getting your APE coin approved on the website starting at 9 a.m. Eastern. So people have 12 hours to kind of get ready for it. But yeah, so this came out. There's also... this was attached to this blog post, but I mean, this news broke, and whew, pretty big news, right? I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for a price. Everyone's been speculating. Is it 300? Is it 600? Is it 500? Is it going to be 100? Is it the Dutch auction? What's it going to be the bottom price? But what was your initial reactions whenever you saw this tweet come out in the follow-up from it?
I was hella surprised because I thought Dutch auction was definitely the way to go. I mean, now we obviously know how Yuga feels about Dutch auctions. I don't know if I would have said this, to be honest, if I were them, because I feel like you're shooting yourself in the foot for anything that you may have to do in the future. Like, yeah, because, let's say 1, 2, whatever, 10 releases from now, Dutch auction may be like a good fit for them, and they try to do it, and it's like, wait, but you said Dutch auction.
Well, it's funny, I think it's funny because they use Dutch auctions for the mutants, for the public sale for the mutants, but I think now they're a whole lot more popular than they were, and now they're like, never mind.
So I don't know if I would have said exactly that. Like, you could have said the same thing just by Otherdeeds will be sold for a flat price. You didn't have to take a dump on Dutch auctions. So interesting move by them on that. But overall, yeah, pretty surprised. No Dutch auction. I don't know how I feel about the name Otherdeeds. But obviously the acronym OD, I don't know if they'll do anything with that, because you drink the juice, OD, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Will be sold for a flat price, 305 APE coin. 305 is the area code for Miami. Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of ties between Yuga and Miami. And then just the price overall, it's crazy expensive, but it's cheaper than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But I think that that's okay, because they are putting a max mint limit initially, right? Like in phase 1, you can only buy up to 2. Because if it was this cheap price and there wasn't a max limit, I could definitely see it being a crazy gas war.
Yeah, I mean, I initially thought that the Dutch auction would have started at 500 APE, right? 600 or in that range, and then dropped down pretty quickly. And I would have thought it would have sold out by 300 pretty easily. So I think just, don't just ignore the Dutch auctions, just get away from that and then just do this flat price. I'm for it. And they have this weird, or not weird, but they have this new kind of, this mechanic to it where we can scroll down here. So the minting mechanics, so they have it split in different waves. So there's about, I think someone have said that there's over 100,000 KYC wallets, and they're only releasing 55,000 Otherdeeds on Saturday. But the thing is that out of those 100,000 KYC'd, not even close to them, or the vast majority don't even have enough APE to mint one other deed. So that's the thing where people kind of blowing it a little bit out of proportion, right? It's not going to be a gas war, because I think everything I've seen so far is that there's only around 16,000 wallets that currently hold 300 or more APE, right? So the first wave, you're able to mint 2 Otherdeeds. So even if everyone that owns 300 or more APE minted 2, it's not going to sell out. So it's still going to make it to the wave 2 guaranteed. So you really can avoid that gas war in the first wave. Now, where we get the interesting mechanic is wave 2, where we start seeing, those KYC wallets now can mint up to an additional 4 NFTs, which we were talking about this earlier in voice chat. And now that we see it right here, like how it's laid out, I've seen it interpreted 2 different ways. Does this mean you can mint 2 more NFTs, or does this mean you can mint 4 on top of your 2, so you can end up with 6 total? I think you mentioned earlier you read it as you can mint 2 more, so you'd have 4 total.
Yeah, I that's how I assumed, because I was like, dang, allowing people to get 6 is kind of nutty. But when you look at it here, like in this bullet point, it's like an additional 4 NFTs. You would have think that they'd say like an additional 2 for a total of 4. But all it says here is like an additional 4. So it sounds like 6 to me.
That's how, once I went back and read it, that's how I read it as well. It looks like Mtoli and Kaz kind of agree as well. So, so if you're able to, you could potentially mint 6 Otherdeeds plus whatever you're getting from your apes or mutants.
Yeah, Illuminati confirmed, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe.
But 2 questions I had for you that I wanted to ask,
sure.
Especially from the perspective of chat. What does it mean to like pre-approve your ape? Why do people need to do that? What is that? It opens up 12 hours before the mint. So what does pre-approving your mint do?
Yeah,
pre-approving your ape do.
So right now you have. I'm not going to open my wallet there, but I was about to. You can't get me. But so right now you have your wallet and you have your ape coin in your wallet, just like if you had your ETH or your whatever crypto you have in there. You basically have to authorize whatever website they're using, whatever contract they're using, to be able to use the assets that are in your wallet. So what they're doing is they're giving people, a 12-hour window to go through before the sale even starts, to go through and authorize their contract to use the ape coin in your wallet. So that way, whenever you go and mint 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, it's saving you an extra transaction, right? It's just, you can go straight to buy it immediately. So it's already going to be pre-approved for their contract to use the ape that's in your wallet.
Yeah, because like interacting on the Ethereum blockchain, especially layer 1, ETH or Ether is the default currency. So you don't have to like approve smart contracts to use that, because that is the default token, the default coin. So whenever you're dealing with these altcoins and these other tokens via a smart contract, you actually have to approve it via a smart contract, via a transaction, for them to be able to spend that. And because this land sale will be done in ApeCoin, you have to approve via their smart contract to give them permission to spend your ApeCoin. So that's what pre-approving is. So let's say there's a sale going on in Canadian dollars or whatever in New York, NFT NYC, the sale going on Canadian dollars. Well, we all have US dollar. So now we got to go to a conversion center, like a counter, go get Canadian dollars and then bring it back and then be able to purchase that. So kind of the same thing here. It's just, via smart contract. So that's why you have to pre-approve your ApeCoin. And that's why they're opening it up 12 hours beforehand. So that way that doesn't contribute to any potential gas wars for the sale. You can do it like right when the sale starts, but you're going to be paying a lot more in gas fees to approve that transaction, because we anticipate that the network is going to be or it's going to be high gas. And just going back to what Kenkel said on that point, is it's going to be a gas war purely because people are going to gas it because they're impatient and scared. Looking at you, Tagline.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Come on. Are you planning to go in and walking away of 6 total from this public sale?
Well,
is that your mindset right now?
Yeah, I have. I have 2 KYC to count, so like getting 12
Okay.
lands is kind of a lot. And I think this is as sure of a bet as it can get, but for some reason, like I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Like I don't get excited about this. And so I don't really know if I want like 12 lands potentially.
Well,
but
go ahead and give me or access to that other account, and I will gladly pay for those and take those other. I don't want to burden you with more than you need or more than you want. So let me hold that burden of those extra other deeds if you're not going to mint those. So.
I don't know if I want to be a Yuga Maxi like that. But anyways, to get up to 12, I mean, I do think you'd be participating in a gas war, because the additional 4 that you can mint, that will definitely be a gas war part, that phase 2.
It will, yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, guaranteed for me is, I guess, 4 at the moment. And then anything beyond that, to get up to that 12 would just be a part of a gas war, which I don't know if I want to be a participant in on both wallets. Maybe one.
Yeah, and I keep seeing people the speculation, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it's been verified yet that people keep saying that like apes, the OG apes get this alpha land, mutants get the beta land, and then this public land is like it's like a different, it's like a lesser of a thing.
A less beta.
Yeah, less beta. It's a Charlie land, whatever the next thing is. I don't know. I mean, is it like? Do we think that's actually the case? Like, are we actually, is there going to be actually these tiers of types of land? And then also, like, is it even like, obviously it says other deed, it kind of hints at land, but I mean, I kind of have a sneaky suspicion that there's more than just meets the eye. And I think it's more than just land, right? I feel like they're going to kind of surprise people with what they're going to be releasing. Delta 8 land.
Delta 8 land.
Okay, I'm totally
tripping.
Hunar's gonna be living there.
Cankle. Ape's gonna end up in a swamp. Everyone else gets mansion. No, but it's cool to that part does excite me. Like speculation of how this plays out. Not in terms of pricing. Like that's the part that I have no clue on. Like I don't even want to speculate on pricing. But just the way that it's configured, how it's gonna work. We don't even know if we're gonna get. When can we even launch into our land? What are the avatars going to be? Is it going to be first person? Is it going to be third person? Is it PvP, PvE? Is it just open world? Like we have no clue what any of that looks like. Are we going to be able to build on it? Is there going to be a special marketplace, kind of like Sandbox and Decentraland have? And that's the part where I can get excited about. I can talk for days on that.
Yeah.
The whole pricing thing, who gets what, blah blah blah. That part honestly just gives me a little bit of anxiety, and that's probably why I'm not excited about it. There was a second question I had for you. One was pre-approving. One was, man, I think I forgot in the moment, but maybe it'll come back to me.
Yeah. If it comes back, just let me know. I mean, any final thoughts about or advice or anything of other deeds and Otherside and tomorrow? Do you think it's? I saw a lot of FUD. I mean, there's obviously with this hype of a drop, this hype of a project, there's always people that are negative and they're trying to FUD it. But I started seeing FUD from some apes because they changed the time from 12 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern. But I guess I didn't like. Do you think that's FUD worthy? Is this FUD? I mean, it's FUD Friday. Let's go and send on the FUD. If it's FUD worthy, but is changing the time. They announced it last night, so it's basically 2 days in advance. It's not like they did an hour before, like a lot of projects do. But is that FUD worthy to you?
It's a little FUD worthy, yeah. Like
I guess if you're European, it's probably FUD worthy because now that's like middle of the night for you or early morning.
The thing is, we've been so accustomed to them thinking of everything ahead of time, and them making the announcement, hey, it's going to happen at this time, and they did it a week ago, right? So obviously a lot of planning went into it, but to not think that, oh, hey, obviously there's other time zones in the world, and we want to give them adequate time to be able to pre-approve. Like that's something that could have easily been thought of beforehand, especially for these guys and the team size that they have and everything that they've put into this. So I think they really just messed up on announcing the time last week, which obviously causes them to change the time this week. But at the end of the day, it's honestly not a big deal. Because all those people complaining are still going to be there. They're still going to make changes to their plans.
Right.
It's just kind of like, get over it.
Yeah.
But it does kind of suck, because I was thinking the same thing. Like, people with normal jobs or typical jobs, like they might have taken off. Like, they might have switched shifts with somebody. They might have taken off that day. They probably, got a babysitter for that day. Like, there's all these types of things that go into it. We're not all just degens doing nothing, sitting behind the desk all day in mom's basement.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it is a Saturday, so most typical jobs, unless you're in like service industry, you're pretty much not working on Saturday anyways. But I mean, I know my Saturdays were always like, if this was me in the past, like in my previous job, I would have hated this, because I would have been working at this time, right? Because as service industry, I was working always Saturday, Friday nights. But yeah, I just thought it was funny. People just look for a reason to poke holes in it anyway. Let's see. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about like the rise in ape coin as well, right? Like this, on Monday we were like in the mid-teens, like down over here, and yesterday it got up to like $26-$25, and it stayed there for quite a bit. And then you can see, like, whenever the base C announcement happened, or the Otherside announcement happened last night of the limit of 2 per wallet, that's whenever that big sell-off happened. But I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, if I would have told you whenever ApeCoin was first released, everyone's price point was like, oh, it's probably like $5 to $7. If I would have told you, like, hey, just give it like a month, it's going to be at $25, would you just look at me like I was crazy and be like, oh, that's just copium, it's not going to happen?
I wouldn't have said crazy, but I would personally have doubted it.
Yeah,
even with the land sale announcements. But was it within the realm of potential and not crazy? Definitely, because this isn't like your normal type of token, your normal type of coin. Like, this is attached to the largest brand and IP in NFT land.
And I think that's what a lot of people that try to overanalyze ApeCoin, that's what they miss. Like, we're complete degens. We don't care about crypto.
It doesn't need to make sense.
We don't care what coins are supposed to do or what the history of it's been. Like, this is literally different than most of the coins that these crypto Twitter people have analyzed. Like, it's not the same, because we're complete degens, right? It's
built different.
It's just tied to this different economy and this marketplace and this community. It's not the same, right? It's just different. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes back down to $5. I wouldn't be surprised if it just keeps going up, right? It's like, hey, whichever way it goes, I'm not surprised wherever it goes. So
yeah.
But I will maybe look at selling some of my extras here soon. I'll say that. I don't want to listen. I don't want to say like, oh, this is going to go.
All right, that's going to be it for the stream. We're not really flooding ApeCoin anymore. We're thinking it's going to the moon. Yo, don't sell.
Listen, I just said that as a disclaimer because, I don't want, I don't want me to sell like a chunk and then someone be like, yo, here's a clip of this guy saying this coin is going to the moon, and here he is a day later selling it. Like, okay, listen, we got to take some profits. I haven't sold
sell first.
I haven't sold any ApeCoin yet, so. All right. Let's see. We've probably covered most of it. Chat, do you guys have any thoughts on Otherside land and on Otherdeeds? How many of you got KYC, and how many of you are actually going to be going for the mint? I'm really curious. Maybe we can get a poll up. For the chat.
I kind of want to hear from the chat. I mean, I don't know what poll to throw up. I can throw one up there, but I do want to hear from you guys. I saw some foot about KYC, right? I think that was my second question. Is how do you feel about others asking them to reopen KYC for the land drop versus them not signing up in the 2 or 3 week period that they had beforehand?
Tough luck.
Because there is obviously we KYC'd, but there are people who just think it doesn't belong in this ecosystem. They're sad to see that from Yuga Labs. And then the other thing is just, even though they appreciated Yuga, for them not to detail or announce exactly what it was for, that's why they didn't KYC either. What are your feelings or opinions on those who have that feeling?
I mean, this is not a very sensitive opinion that I have towards people that maybe missed the KYC, because it was open for pretty much a month and they even extended it. And we're kind of to the point we're in the point in the NFT market. We're a year in now of whenever Bored Apes were released, right? Like literally today is the birthday. It's not only my birthday, it's also the Bored Ape public mint birthday. It's whenever their actual public mint started. So we're a year into what Yuga's been building, and everybody knows if you've faded Yuga at all in the past, it has not worked out for you. If you shorted their coin, if you've sold their assets early, like it hasn't worked out for you. And no matter what they've done, everything has like been done pretty well. They're the best team in the space. The price is price goes burr. It doesn't make sense. So we're to the point now where it's if Yuga says jump, you jump, right? And I don't care if that's not as Web3. Oh, it's not Web3. It's not decentralized. I don't care. Yuga says jump. If you like money, you're gonna jump, right? So you had a month. They literally said
Jump
like you don't.
for me.
They literally said you don't want to miss out on this. Do this KYC and that's fine. It's your decision. If you didn't KYC, that's fine. But don't be upset, right? that was your decision. It wasn't anyone else's fault. That was purely your personal decision for not KYCing. I've heard from several people that that they were very anti KYC. You know, they're very pro Web3, very pro decentralization. They don't think KYC has any spot in the space. But they even still KYC. They just use like a brand new fresh wallet and KYC'd with that wallet. Like there were options out there where you could maybe not tie it to your main wallet, right? Like if you missed it, like I'm sorry, it's just I don't have any sympathy for it, and you know I do wish that they would have announced it a little bit. But I mean, like I said, I know they're working with Animoca, who's the bigger, you know, I think they're the ones that I think Animoca is the ones that are holding more of the responsibility on some of this sale and everything. So I think most of that is coming from their side. I mean, that's why maybe Yuga couldn't say as much. You know, whatever happened. But again, like I said, Yuga says jump, you jump. At least for now, until they, you know, they've done nothing until now to make us think otherwise, right?
Yeah. So I do have just a little bit to say on that, but just going back to the poll results, we asked, did you KYC? 8 of you, other viewers said yes, they did KYC. 0 people said they did not, and 0 people said that they didn't know. Now the next question going up in the poll is like, how many Otherdeeds are you planning to mint? So 0, poor, 1.
Okay, this man's out of pocket. It's Friday, he's violent.
And 2+, send it. Okay, so we got a 3-minute poll on there. So it says, how many Otherdeeds are you planning to mint? 0, poor, 1, risky, 2, max mint, 2+, send it. All right. Okay, so that you have 3 minutes to vote on that. For the question that Tagline just got through answering, my thing is, it sucks for the people who weren't a part of the space at that time of KYC, but at the same time, maybe they don't deserve to be a part of the sale because it's meant to reward those who have been, you know, kind of like either supportive of Bored Apes or at least in the scene, right? Because it was open to anybody. You didn't need to own an ape, which was, I think, really, really cool of them. But at the same time, it's kind of like, oh yeah, let's open the ecosystem to everybody. But then we hear this mint price today, right, of 305 APE, which is not
2.5. It's like 2.5 ETH.
Yeah, 2.5 ETH, which I mean is gonna be, to be honest, like we're used to people in our community, even the people watching the stream right now, like they probably have a lot more than 2.5 ETH. But for the normal person, the NFT beginner. Who's coming into this, there's no shot that they're dropping like 2.5 ETH on a land that we know 0 about. So while it was kind of open to KYC, it definitely didn't fit like the values of Web3 decentralization. Right. But it is Yuga. So it's kind of like, it's just give and take. And that's why I'm not trying to give like politically correct answer. It's just like, I really do see both sides. But at the end of the day, personally, I think I'm just kind of siding with Yuga on this. Like they gave an adequate amount of time to KYC. They put it on all their socials. They even extended the period of KYC. They said, hey, we don't really agree with it. We wish it wasn't this way, but you're going to want to do this for sure. Mm-hmm. And this is the cheapest entry now, despite being 2.5 ETH. It is the cheapest entry to get an NFT of the Bored Ape ecosystem, right? You can have ApeCoin for $22, but it's not an NFT where we've seen you know, what's
Yeah.
happened with Kennel Club. We've seen what's happened with Mutants. So
What would be your response to people that are like kind of new to the ecosystem? They see that price point and they think, "Wow, I'm supposed to pay 2.5 ETH for this? Like, why? Where's the cheaper price point for me? Like, what's your response to like? Cause I've seen that go around too. Like this price point, like it's not friendly to people that are trying to enter Yuga.
yeah, I don't know, but do you smell that? I know. You smell that?
I think I do. Yeah.
I'm trying to locate it.
Okay. Okay, chat. You know where this is going. This is toxic.
It smells a little broken here.
Okay.
That's what I got to say.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, my response is kind of like, I mean, go buy a Gucci bag at the dollar store. Oh wait, you can't, right? It's like,
No, but
I mean,
no, we're not like putting ourselves on a pedestal. It's just that brand, like
yeah.
you can compare it to any other Web2 brand. Like you said, you brought up one, Gucci. They're not gonna go sell assets to people who are, you know,
okay,
making
we're offending chat now. People are gonna unsubscribe now.
minimum income, like, you know, minimum wage, all that stuff. It's just not who they're appealing to. They've made it as open as possible without or putting some barrier to entry in place, because if not, like, imagine the gas war that it would have been if it's, you know, even 50 APE, 100 APE. So obviously you don't want that either. So I think you have to price to your brand's demand, and I think they did that as fair as possible.
Yeah.
It's not easy to, you know, get over a $7,500 purchase at all, but you got to understand what you're buying into, and, you know, I don't think that they could have done it any other way.
Do you want to see a very hopium Twitter post?
Sure.
Like that I saw this morning.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on these price predictions?
I think it's kind of nuts. I mean, maybe one day, but there's no shot.
There's no shot. I mean, listen, I know you and I, we love Yuga, we love board games, but we're not crazy, right? We're not gonna sit here and say like these outlandish, like, I mean, Ape Land. Imagine being airdropping. Oh my god, I just can't believe that. But this is the stuff that gets engagement, and this gets the likes, right? Because people like to eat it up and share it between their echo chamber. But this is not going to be the price of the secondary market, right? It's
long term. Something crazy can happen. I don't think this crazy, but something crazy can happen. The other thing, like, about Mutants, you know, would you have said it was crazy for Mutant to be these prices? Probably not, but that's because it's tied to an identity, tied to an avatar, right? Whereas that's what people are paying up for. You can't like use your land as an identity, you know, as your profile picture.
Yeah.
And you can't like build brands and IP and do all this creative stuff around it. So I think that's the difference between, okay, why are those prices not crazy for an ape or for a mutant or for something else versus it being absurd for land prices. But yeah, I think that's absolute hopium. I don't see it reaching those.
Yeah, and TrueCon, I mean, that's what I was trying to say earlier. TrueCon, like, we don't even know if there's tiers. Like, people are already talking like it's a fact, and there may not be tiers. I mean, or maybe there is. I don't know. Well, nothing's official, but people take these rumors and run with them like crazy. So while we're on Yuga, Gordon tweeted a few days ago on the 26th. You know, he looks like he took a break, and he kind of threw out Meebits. You know, I don't know if he has a big bag of Meebits, but he was pumping them up a little bit because they got a pretty big pump after this tweet. But I thought this was very interesting. You know, he's basically trying to find out ideas for how to bring in some Meebits utility into the Yuga ecosystem, which I think that's interesting. Like, I'm just trying. That got me kind of thinking, like, I wonder what Yuga's gonna do, because we already know that Yuga bought Larva Labs. You know, they bought Punks and Meebits, right? So I've always been thinking, like, what are they gonna do with that? Like, what does that mean? What's gonna be the utility? How's it gonna be involved with actual, like, Bored Apes and the Otherside and the Yuga ecosystem? But it's good to see that they're thinking about it, right? They're looking at options, and it kind of makes me want to buy some Meebits. I don't have any Meebits, so.
You know, one thing that would be interesting, I'm not saying they should do this, but what if they made you kind of upgrade Meebits, like burn Meebits to introduce a new, you know, like true first party, like Yuga IP?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I've also thought about like, what if they just like? I think they should probably just leave punks alone. Like maybe give them some like benefits, but don't change that. Don't do anything extra to them. But what if they did like mutant Meebits?
Yeah, cyborg mutants.
Yeah, like
Meebits,
and that would be like
robot.
another like really cheap entry probably because like I think at that point the supply, if they did the similar way for that mutant apes, you'd have like the 20K to claim and then the 20K public. That'd be like pretty cheap entry point maybe for people to join the Yuga ecosystem. But yeah, this is gonna. I'm sure we're gonna see a ton of speculation now from what Meebits are gonna be doing.
Yeah, for Meebits, hey, nothing gets me excited about them right now. But I mean, Gordon gave them some little bit of hopium. I think that I hope people didn't really buy off of this tweet. I mean, I think you're sitting okay right now, but I think there's plenty of time for them to just die off, right? Like the hype cycle
Yeah.
really isn't there besides this one tweet. Like
Yeah.
this was like a little lifesaver. I would like to have probably a few me bits at the right time though. Like I'm not
Yep.
buying them right now. Probably my focus at the moment is just some of the top tier PFPs and then Otherdeeds, Otherside. No chance I'm buying me bits at this moment.
Yeah.
When people forget about them again, like that's probably when I'll buy.
Yeah. And so in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was my thoughts. I think I said that in voice chat too. Like I'm not buying them right now, but I'm gonna wait for the dip for whenever they kind of go through a little lull of not being talked about. That's all. Probably maybe buy a couple. I'm not going crazy on Meebits or anything, but maybe I like to have exposure. So I may have some exposure at least. All right. So we've got one more thing about one more thing about ApeCoin and this and Yuga Labs, and then we can kind of move on from this. But I don't know if you saw this new AIP proposal for the ApeCoin DAO, and basically it's Gaio Siri is as ApeCoin representative. Have you seen this? Did you read this at all?
Not this page on the forum, but I saw like a TLDR tweet.
Okay. What are your general thoughts about it? Because I liked how, just kind of thinking back to like the rise of the apes, pretty much. Like, I don't know how much of it's possible without Gaio Siri. Like, he was a pretty integral part of growing the brand outside of our small NFT Twitter community, right? He was a big part of growing it outside of where to make it like a recognized brand among celebrities and people that are actually have power in the real world, not just online. So I think it's very interesting to have him be this representative, and he's not he actually wrote out this proposal himself, I think with some help of other people, but just like the TLDR is he's he wants like 1% of the community fund allotment of ApeCoin that he can use to help market ApeCoin, grow connections, and basically what he's done with the apes, right? And he's not gonna get paid at all. He mentioned it here, like he's not taking payment. He doesn't want anything. It's just basically his payment's gonna be if this grows ApeCoin's price, and then his bag is gonna grow as well. Or that's kind of like that's basically his payment. Is that if it's successful, then his bag goes up because it's successful. So I thought it was interesting. What are your thoughts of having Gaio Siri as officially like the representative as ApeCoin?
I mean, right off the bat, for me personally, I'm just saying send it. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the numbers, the technicalities, restrictions, specs, anything like that. But when you tell me, hey, like I'm gonna give you this budget, or I'm gonna give Gaio Siri this budget, he's not gonna get paid a dime from it. Only from the ApeCoin that he owns, and as that rises in value, for him to go and reach out to his network and push for ApeCoin to be used across Web 2, Web 3 ecosystems. I'm just like, send it, bro. Why not? Like, Gaio
Send
Siri
it.
is a freaking legend, even before Bored Apes.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is an absolute king. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I think some people had, I think the one feedback was, put the fund in, the 1% in like a joint, like maybe like a multi-sig account. So whenever it's going to be spent, it's got to require, his signature plus 2 others from the board to actually like to be able to like spend it. Which I mean I could see that having some safe place just in place.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, then yeah, I mean I think.
Because
I think the ape if people don't vote on this, if they don't vote to approve it, then at this point, like, what are we doing, right? It's like
We want it to infiltrate,
yeah,
other brands, other ecosystems and stuff. We want ApeCoin. I mean, like, imagine ApeCoin being one of the most used like cryptocurrencies of the future. That's pretty nuts. But
Yeah.
it doesn't get there without initiatives such as this, right? Because you can't break into those markets without having like a representative like this. And the difference between Guy Osiri, although he is a celebrity himself, is like who better to do it? Like, are we gonna have what's the soccer player's name?
Neymar.
Yeah, Neymar. Like, Neymar can't do this. He's a huge celebrity. He knows nothing about business or like this network of relationships and what ApeCoin actually is or how it works. Guy Osiri does.
Guy, and I feel like Guy's like he's one of our own. It's not someone from the outside that we're hiring to bring in. Like, Guy's been in the Bored Ape ecosystem longer than most people, right? He's been here since close to the beginning. He was brought onto the team to grow the Bored Ape brand, and and I don't think it's really known how much he's actually done for the brand, because I think a lot of it's been behind closed doors. Like, like a lot of the MoonPay stuff, like I have a feeling that Guy Osiri is behind a lot of those MoonPay ape acquisitions.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, I don't think that there's currently a better person to go out there and do this. But I think it has to be done if we want to get to where we want to be.
Yeah.
So
if you have ApeCoin and this comes to a vote, I mean, I'm voting. I'm voting to send it. So hopefully other people do as well, because we gotta start making some stuff happen. We gotta start passing things, right? We can't just vote down everything because whatever. But yeah, I just want to bring that up. That was something that came out this week. It's kind of been pushed to the side a little bit because of the whole Otherside and Otherdeeds happening tomorrow. All right, so. Yeah, I mean, that's basically all of the Bored Ape Yuga stuff. We kind of fit it in pretty quickly. I thought we were going to talk for like 5 hours about it. But any final thoughts about anything we've talked about? Chat, do you guys, I mean, what do you guys think about anything we've talked about for Yuga, Otherdeeds? Or are we kind of ready to move on? And we're ready for tomorrow. We're ready for Mint.
Bro, there's so much ape stuff. Like,
so much.
The thing is, I'm just kind of overwhelmed. I think that's why I can't be excited about it. They're just, we have our apes, we have our mutants, we have serums. Like, it's just, the dogs, can't forget about the dogs. And it's just so much that has been happening in the last few months, and especially in the last 2 weeks. It's just, I don't know, man. My emotions are everywhere.
Yeah.
And definitely not trying to get serious or like an emotion on the stream. It's just like I want to be so much more excited, and I just like don't feel that way. Obviously, I'm still gonna mint, but it's just been a crazy wild ride, and it's like this stuff isn't normal. Like, I almost feel like we should be attending counseling.
Maybe we should. Maybe Mondays we just have group counseling together on stream, right?
Yeah.
Bring in someone. Yeah, it's I mean, it's just, like you said, it's not normal. Like, I loved seeing like all these people were clipping these email excerpts from like their quotes from their accountants this year, where it's like you turn like $80 into 50,000. Like, how is this possible? You were airdropped $100,000. Like, what
I don't
what
feel
are you
comfortable
doing?
submitting
I
this.
don't feel like this doesn't seem right. It's like, because it's not right. It's such a weird like unicorn event in our lifetime. It's just so crazy. But yeah, Pitch Dark's got a good point. I mean, what are your thoughts? He's worried about the potential second 100K plots, because that pitch deck that went around, the rumor was 100K first, and then a couple months later they're gonna do another 100K plots.
Again, like, I think there's like pros and cons to that. Like, pros, there's still the demand or the supply that's going to be out there is not going to meet the current demand for those lands, right? But with that being said, even with the second 100K plots, I think there'll be enough demand to cover that.
Q-Dog, please don't yell at us, all right?
Yeah. This man's typing all caps. No, I think there will be enough demand to cover that. But even with that said, like, I do think you definitely do see like a drop in price of the current lands, just because there's always that shakedown. Whenever you see that surplus demand or that increase in supply of whatever, we saw it with when even with serums, with ApeCoin, like whenever somebody gets an additional amount of money for the thing that they own, that thing that they own initially always has like a little bit of a dip. So I don't think it will be any different here. I'm not necessarily worried about it, but the thing is, you got to have a strategy on, okay, do you sell before that 200K, that next 100K comes out? Is there something special to the first 100K? What benefits are you giving up? Yeah. So do you sell before and then try to buy back in, take that risk, or do you just hold through the dip and then again, or do you double dip? You have your land, you hold it, you buy the next 100K. So there's so many different ways, different plays that you can make. I'm not worried about it, but yeah, I do see like a dip in the first 100K lands if that happens.
Yeah, and then I mean that's also assuming that pitch deck we saw is still accurate, right? That was leaked and they said F doing expected things, right? Like that may not actually happen. There may not be 200K plots, and if there are, maybe it's not another sale. Maybe I was thinking about this morning, like there's 55K plots being publicly sold this weekend. Then there's gonna be 30K that's gonna be be able to be claimed for APE holders. So you're at 85K already. So that's already deviating from the 100K initial sale, right? So what if the second release is it's not an actual public sale because they get enough from this sale? What if it's instead now it's a claim for APE holders, current Otherdeeds holders, and also maybe partnered NFTs like the World of Women, Cool Cats, Meebits, Punks. Like maybe there's a list of toads. Maybe it's not a sale. Maybe it's something different. Like I'm never gonna just assume it's gonna be another full-on sale. If it is, I would be a little bit worried about the price as well. But at least short term, like if you are buying short term to flip, like there's gonna be the hype there. So and there's gonna be a market. And who knows? Maybe also with tomorrow they release a marketplace built around APE. Like that's I wouldn't rule that out as well.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I'm overall bullish, but I'm just not too excited and not saying that like, hey, yeah, we're all rich again.
More free money. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, we've got some other things. So we have this weird. I wanted to talk about this on Wednesday, but we can talk about it today because it's still like relevant-ish. We had this weird run on ENS numbers this week. I don't know if you saw like these 3-digit numbers, the 4-digit numbers, like just being bought up, being crazy, like the sales going crazy. Did you track this at all and seeing like like literally every single 4-digit number at ENS got bought and is being flipped right now, pretty much?
I saw all the activity on Twitter. All the activity. That's all I saw on my timeline on what's today? Friday. So what was that, Wednesday? I think Tuesday overnight, Wednesday.
Yeah, it looks like it's still going. Schiller says one went for 5 ETH today, which I'm not gonna lie. This is here comes FUD Friday. Here comes choosing violence. I think this is absolutely stupid. Like me personally, I think it's absolutely idiotic, stupid. If you're buying this, I mean, it's just so dumb. Like, I mean, it's a good opportunity. If you made money, great opportunity to make money. But like long term, like this is just so stupid. This just reminds me of like people always compared ENS to like the .com thing, like people trying to reserve these business names for the .com and try to flip them and sell them to other businesses. This is exactly what it is. It's just people buying numbers, just hoping that the person that has that APE number, that APE token number is going to pay 2 ETH for it, right? It's like, guess what? My APE number is 7590. I'm not going to, why do I want 7590.eth? That doesn't sound good. Like, what am I going to do with that? I've already got tagline.eth. That's already my identity. People don't want a number to be their identity unless they're in prison, pretty much.
Or if you're an Xbox Live member.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like I just think it's so. That happened this week. I wanted to get my thoughts out there. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think it's Do you think it's warranted? Or I mean, what are your thoughts on the run we've seen on those domains this week?
I think previous to PFPs and avatars, and I'm not saying recent, but like I'm saying, when actually Xbox and game consoles like online gaming came out, like numbers were actually significant. And then even before that, like obviously we have area codes, like house numbers, blah blah blah. So I think numbers played a significant part of identity in the past. but to be honest, I don't see like a lot of value in them right now. And you wouldn't catch me, paying 2-3 ETH for
your
a
board ape number.
Yeah. No, there's no shot. So do I think it's overrated? Absolutely. Do I think there's people crazy enough to do it? And am I gonna FUD them for doing it? Nah.
Sure.
But you just won't catch me doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there are those small cases that someone is really attached to that number. Maybe it's there. And we saw with Justin Bieber's ape was his home address numbers. He paid 500 ETH for a floor ape, and most of it probably is because it was the token ID that was matched his address at home. And hey, it worked out there. But then there are those small cases. But I think at large, like it's just, I don't know. I'm just kind of over it.
Yeah, and I. Like if you were participating, and the other thing is, again, not trying to FUD it or a person, but if you were like one of my trusted traders or advisors or whatever, and then I saw you participating in that market of like trying to flip number ENSs,
Yep.
you might lose some credibility with me. I mean, not that I'm a big person or personality at all, anyways. Just personally,
you're a big personality. Don't sell yourself short. You're about to be on the Texas Blockchain Council. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, they would lose some credibility with me. So,
all right, chat. Let me know. I mean, did you guys buy any of these? I know Val in the Shiller Discord. I know the Discord. I know Val bought a bunch of them and flipped them pretty quickly. So, geez to him. Did anyone else? Are y'all buying these? Or do you buy the hype with them? Do you see value in having a digit one? I guess I see value in maybe like a smaller number, or like the 3-letter ones. Like shout out to BSP for, I think he's got BSB.eth, right? That's kind of cool having your initials and stuff. But I don't know. Once you get past like the small stuff and get to like the 4-digit long ones, I don't know.
I think up to double, because you have pro athletes, right? College athletes, maybe they always wear number 11, right? 11.eth. That's sick.
Yeah. Oh, Dez wants 88.eth, right?
Yeah, 88.eth, like double digits, where that stuff is already ingrained into culture, right? And that has, we see people paying in just within a league itself, in NFL, NBA, people get traded, and they're already spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to their teammates to be able to wear that number. And so that's significant. But in terms of maybe 3 digits, but absolutely not 4 digits. I wouldn't even pay for 3 digits.
All right, so let's move on to this next topic.
NBA playoffs, baby.
Okay, yo. Congrats on the Mavs win, Harry for in chat. Sorry about that, but Harry's got that exact same jersey on today at work.
GG Mavs, let's go.
So let's move on to. So I want to set the stage real quick. All right. So you've just spent weeks. You're grinding this. You're grinding on this website, this game. You're doing these quests. You're earning milk token. You're buying these chests. You're feeding this egg to get it to hatch, and weeks later, your egg hatches and it turns into this. Was it worth it?
I mean, this is about as good as you'd expect Cool Cats to do at this point, right?
Yeah. I mean, that probably sounded more negative than I thought than I meant it to be, like that, saying that. But I mean, so we did have like the first kind of part, the first people were able to reveal their cool pets this week. We're seeing a lot of them now. What's your initial reactions of how these look? These are just the floor ones right now.
To be expected, yeah. I mean, like on par for the course. I mean, I think this was in some of their white papers and stuff, little images of what these look like. Yeah. I don't know if people took that like literally, like, okay, there's this art, this is how the cool pets are going to look. But I know I certainly did. So it's not above or below expectations. What I'm more curious about is like the mechanics of these now, like into the game.
Right.
So not too concerned for aesthetics, but since that was a question, yeah, I think it's just on par. They look cute. They don't look amazing. Like I'm not, oh yeah, I need 10 cool pets now. But they look cute. But I'm excited to see what that does for the game.
So this is TrueCons.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of TrueCons?
I think it looks just like him. If you ask me, I think it looks just like him. He does rock the dark glasses like that. He typically does have the full mustache.
Yeah, Trucon, did you have to send in like a photo of yourself and then they reveal the cool pet like based off of like what you look like? Because it's really impressive, honestly.
Yep, he
It's
does
really
have.
yeah.
He does have the
I
ponytail.
love the personal touch.
Yep, orange skin, just right up his alley.
Yeah, Trucon, I think you got a banger. I
A
like
little bit
it.
on the heavy side. A little bit on the heavy side. All good though.
We're just a little out of pocket. I don't even know, like honestly, like I've got my eggs. I haven't done anything with them, so I'm not even close to hatching any. I probably don't plan on hatching any, but they are starting to reveal, and I mean they look all right. They look better than. I guess if you compare these to some other things, I guess they look better, but we're probably gonna see a pretty good comparison whenever the beans for Azuki's reveal. I want to compare like the beans floor to the cool pets floor and see which ones we prefer overall, because they're both very similar, like these
Very similar.
Yeah.
Sidekicks, little minions to go along with the main avatar for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't done absolutely anything with my cool pets. I can't get the game to work for myself. So at this
Same.
point, they're just in the tax harvesting bucket. Like I'm just hodling to either to the moon or to the dirt. I don't know. They're virgin cool pets. Like I haven't done anything with them. Speaking of beans, though, I can tell you who is excited. Azuki's he has an Azuki. And he has a bean. Q Dog is mad excited for beans. Just to prove it. I mean, this morning we were in voice chat, and this man is over there snorting beans, straight up snorting beans. He can't even talk because he's like. Bean went straight up to the dome, to the head, and so shout out to Q Dog. This man, I mean, he's a Zuki hype man.
Yeah, I was in voice chat. I can confirm Snoop Dogg literally snorted a bean this morning while eating a quesadilla.
He is ready.
I don't know how they make quesadillas. I don't know how they eat quesadillas in Florida, but they eat them differently than how we eat them anywhere else, apparently, right?
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to ask him if it was a red or a blue bean, but this man straight up snorted a bean this morning.
Oh my gosh, that's out of pocket. You're just, Jeremy. Jeremy's on one today. He's just, it's Friday. So what's
next?
Who's next? Step up. But it's to be expected on FUD Friday. All right, I think that's everything I had kind of planned. Are there any things we missed? Any shout outs or any ending? Any things you want to talk about?
We might be on a roll today, because speaking of Azuki. And just like they had their event over there in LA, whatever, California, whatever you call that place. I don't really pay attention to trash. Anyways, what they did at the end of their event is they said, hey, check your wallets. And we, here on NFA today, we might have a little something for you. So I don't know. Should we roll it? Roll it? Three,
I think we should roll it.
What? Banger.
Ooh.
Sheesh, BYOA. All right, so if you guys don't know, now you know. Go ahead and check your wallets. It's going to be in your hidden folder because it's on Polygon. It's an airdrop. It's not a verified collection. Yep. But we airdropped you guys, the OGs, some wearables. So if you were here on day one of the stream, and supporters, thank you very much. We appreciate all the love. If you were on day one, you signed up. You gave us your wallet address, and there was 48 of you, and then there was us two. So there's 50 OGs of NFA, and we airdropped you 2 wearables. You can either wear the NFA hat, or you can wear the hoodie and the hat. That's going to be used on Decentraland. So you guys have those in your wallets right now. And yeah, GG's to the OGs. For everybody else that's been supporting us over the last 2-3 months, we have plenty more coming, and yeah, just excited to be able to get those out to you, and then those will be tied to things here in the future. If some of you have been in the Discord chat, you've already seen like the OG list already going out to a few different allow lists for upcoming mints. So yeah, we just want to give back to those who have supported us from day one. So
Ooh, I had to play it again because it just that video. They look so nice. They look, it's like a unique hoodie. You know, everyone knows a hoodie, but it's a little unique one. So that was your idea. That was your idea with that style of hoodie, and I think it worked out pretty well. So yeah, I'm glad we were able to finally. You know, it's been months, but finally we were able to deliver on something that, you know, we kind of promised on day one. People put their addresses in, you know, we were patient, and, you know, here we go. You know, now we can all hang out in Decentraland together and all rep that NFA hoodie.
Yes, sir. You know, some people have been asking us about physical merch. We really don't have any other details on that. We ourselves want physical merch. We'll probably, you know, drop a little bit here and there if we do something, but obviously we won't tell you guys everything. We're not trying to like make money off merch. Nobody likes that stuff anyways. Yep. But you know, if you want to help rep NFA, like, we will give you guys like an opportunity to do that IRL. So, but we'll just keep you updated. No announcements on that. It's just like metaverse wearables for now. But yeah, thank you again.
Yeah, thank y'all for sure. All right. Anything else? Any final news, notes, shout outs?
To be honest, it's been kind of a dead week other than Yuga, right?
It really has been. Yeah, honestly.
Even Moonbirds have been quiet. In terms of the market, obviously they're above 30th again. They did drop down to 24th, and now they're above 30. But other than, you know, that floor price, they've been pretty quiet. They had like a town hall today regarding the nesting. You know, a couple nesting updates for 0.5. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say about that. Akitars, I think a little bit under the bidding price at the floor, 1.8. Just kind of a self plug, but not really. It's for Metakey. Metakey announced their raise over the weekend. We raised like 3.5. I forgot what kind of evaluation. We also had a couple free wearable airdrops this week. And then we'll just keep an eye out for news, maybe our Monday. So
right.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, that is everything we have. It's kind of a shorter stream today. You know, I gotta, you know, it's time for me to hop off and, you know, take care of some things and celebrate my birthday a little bit tonight. We're not sure what we're going to be doing, kind of waiting to find the plans out, but hey, we got to take care of some stuff before then. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. You got your finger up. You got something else to say?
I just wanted to recap because I know like not all of our viewers are like pros and you know, experts at this. So if you KYC it as we told you to do for the Otherside land, again, reminder, at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, you can pre-approve your APE to be spent. And that's, again, just to give the smart contract permission to be able to spend that for the land that you want to purchase. Go ahead and go to somethingisbrewing.xyz to make sure that your minting wallet got approved on there. If it's not, I think it's kind of just GG's at this point. I don't really think that there's anything that you can do. So just go ahead and check that it's approved. 9 a.m. Eastern is when you can pre-approve. If you don't have ApeCoin, how do you get it? You can either buy it from a centralized exchange with USD, or if you have Ethereum in your wallet right now that you want to convert, what do you suggest, Tagline? I use Uniswap basically all the time.
I would just use Uniswap, yeah.
Yeah, so Uniswap is what I would use. If you don't want to pay for it in USD, you want to convert some other tokens, including ETH, that's where I would go. So just if you have any other questions about Otherside and the drop tomorrow, just hop in the Discord. We'll help you guys out. But I definitely wanted to make sure that you guys are squared away and ready to go for that. I would hate for you guys to not understand and feel like you don't have a person to ask or a place to go to. I want you guys to get your Otherside land if that's what you'd like to do.
Cool. I think Pitch Dark has a question for you right now before we head off.
It's kind of both. Yeah, Pitch, Key, and Metacrew. I mean, I can't give out really too many details. I'm not saying they're going to go pop off, go to the moon or whatever, but if you want the full experience and the full benefits of things, I would at least make sure that you have one of each. Yep.
Cool. There we go. All right. Well, we will be back here. We'll be back here on Monday. No, we're not going to rug anybody. We'll be here Monday. Oh, yeah. I guess I won't make any promises because who knows what happens, right? So something else is going to happen. So we will plan to be here Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern, because it's going to be a pretty big weekend. We're going to have a ton to recap. It's going to be recapping Otherdeeds. You know, we got that sale tomorrow, so we're going to be back here Monday, recapping that, seeing how it went, you know, fudding it, you know, praising it, pumping it, doing whatever we want to do. So until then, you know, drink that water, stay hydrated, check your posture. grind those white lists if that's still a thing anymore. Those allow lists, my bad. Yeah, go hit up the links. It looks like Jerry's about to go golfing today. Yeah, all right, we'll see everyone on Monday. Be your own alpha.
All right, man. Be your own alpha. Appreciate you guys showing up today. Sorry for Wednesday. My internet's working again. So, and GG's everybody in the playoffs. GG's everybody NFL draft. And good luck tomorrow for the land drop. If you need help, hit us up in the Discord. Yo, peace.
Yo, peace.